Hello and welcome to the show. Our 5-star bounty for the week is Sergio Vincenza. That's Vincenza. You're going to hear her say it in the cutscene in just a moment, and I'm going to shut up for you.
Goddamn anarchist. Sergio Vincenza. He ain't even American either. Did you know he was gonna kill the governor if they didn't find him out? And who can guess how many minds he poisoned, talking that collectivist nonsense? Stopping this loudmouth is what the law was made for. Ain't gonna be easy, though. I heard he's bedded in deep with a bunch of these zealots. Oh, and he's a former military sharpshooter, too.
My brother, liberty will be shackled at all costs. That is how government works. I used to use this rifle to fight for them, but now it is turned the other way. Whatever happens, we must be strong, amigo.
So thank you for viewing. On our 5-star bounty, we are going to actually have 3 targets to capture for this bounty. On the 1, 2, and 3-star bounties, there was only 1. But on the 4th bounty, you get 3 targets on the 5th as well. You can see I'm using quite an inspiration, kick in the butt, cold-blooded, and fool me once. I'm going to do a little bit of time-lapse to get us right into the action. I'm going to call my wagon out. And I have my back towards where the wagon spawns because the wagon always spawns behind you. You can see the wheel appearing on the map up there. Now that's significant because you see that wheel now. But in a couple minutes, something's going to happen. And I don't know what, but my wagon's going to glitch out. So I'm not going to be able to use it. I'm still going to manage to get all 3 of these bounties turned in alive, even though I'm not going to be able to use my wagon. So it's almost nice in a way that it happened, that it glitched out and I couldn't use my wagon, just so I could demonstrate to anybody who has this problem or doesn't have a wagon that it is possible to still turn them in alive without a wagon. And as you can see, I'm just running around using my sawed-offs, mowing these guys down. This build works really nicely. Cold-blooded gives me health on kill. Quite an inspiration gives me health while in Deadeye. Kick in the butt gives me more Deadeye when I take damage. And, well, I think that covers it, doesn't it? Oh, fool me once reduces the amount of damage I take each consecutive shot. So the more I get shot, the less I get damaged per shot. However, I'm pretty sure that sharpshooter up there, anytime I get close to explosives, is shooting those explosives. So keep that in mind and be careful when you're running this mission. There are explosives all over this area. If you get too close to them, they tend to blow up. And I'm pretty sure that's because the sniper up there, Sergio, is shooting them and making them do so. Now, this is my first of 3 bounties that I need to hog tie. I get that out of the way. And you might notice too, none of the other enemies are showing up on my radar. I feel like that is working as intended. I don't think that's a bug. At the moment, I feel like that's Rockstar's way of trying to amp up the difficulty here by not telling you where the enemies are. I was able to see the enemies in the 4-star bounty, so that's something you only need to worry about in the 5-star. I still managed to pull it off, though. I mean, like, when they start shooting at you, they might say stuff to you. If you have a headset where you have the surround sound, you can hear where the noise is coming from, and I think most of us that are gaming nowadays do. So there are other aspects in the game. And you saw I decided not to lasso that guy. I was going to at first. I threw it, and then I pulled off of it because I noticed there was some dynamite right by him. And I didn't want to go hog tie him next to dynamite because I was afraid Sergio would shoot the dynamite while I was doing so and possibly kill myself, but probably kill the bounty target as well. I do want to turn these in alive. So I realized on my 3rd bounty, on the 3-star bounty, that you do get less pay if you turn them in dead. I wasn't sure about that during the 1-star bounty, the previous video I released. I might have led you astray there, but do know that you get paid more if you turn them in alive. So if you're looking for that payout, make sure you keep them alive as much as possible. Of course, you know, we're all going to have some flukes every once in a while. It's not going to be 100% all the time, but hey, you know, for the most part, you get paid more. So keep that as an objective in mind, that you want to turn them in alive. And it's pretty basic. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I don't feel like they really take a whole lot more damage than the earlier ones. I don't think they're really beefed up on damage. If they are, I'm just not noticing it because I'm using shotguns. Maybe with a repeater or pistols or something like that, you might notice that you have to put more bullets in them. But with the sawed-offs, I was able still to get one-shot kills using just standard shotgun shells. I'm not using any sort of special ammunition. I'm not using any cards to modify my damage. Just basic regular shotgun shells and the sawed-offs. I'm able to get one-hit kills on these NPCs. Now, of course, that requires me to be close enough to do so. At long range, the sawed-off damage drops off significantly. So if I'm too far away from them, I have to take more than one shot. But up close and personal, no problem with the one shot. And I don't know why that guy didn't get one shot, but you see his friend right there got one shot. Just clean these up a little bit. Once you get these NPCs out of the way, they tend to give you a lull in spawn until you start actually moving towards dropping them off. So I've noticed at this point that my wagon is no longer around. And what I'm trying to do now is get a chance to try and call it back out. I figure I'm going to load these guys all up in a pile, make it easier to load them into my wagon. You see the road is just right there on the mini-map. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and call my wagon back. And you're going to see here, it's grayed out. So I'm like, well, maybe if I call my hunting wagon, then it will some sort of, you know, unglitch it or something. Maybe that will, I'll be able to switch back and forth. Like, I'm not really sure what's going on here. My bounty wagon, I called it earlier, it's not here. Maybe they destroyed it. Maybe it was a mistake for me to call it out early. I don't know. I go and I look for it at one point. Like, this is what I'm doing right now. Is I'm kind of like, well, I might not be doing it right yet, but I do kind of run around and look to see if I can see where the wagon might be. Like, I'm thinking like, well, maybe it's not on my mini map, but I couldn't find it. And what came to mind at first was, you can see, you can hear all these horses running around. They're rather annoying, honestly. They're whinnying, you know, like they're whining something crazy. I'm like, okay, I'll put one of them on my horse. I'll put another one on one of these other horses, and then while I'm on the stolen horse, lasso the third one and pull the third one with the lasso all the way into town. That's what I thought I would do. Unfortunately, you are unable to lasso a victim that is hogtied. And I'm about to find that out here in just a moment. Not only are you unable to lasso a victim that is hogtied, you cannot untie these bounty marks. So you're going to see, I'm going to drop them down, I'm going to go get the horse, I'm going to attempt to lasso them, and it's not going to work. And at this point in the game, when I'm playing, I'm pretty sure this is going to work. I'm thinking like, this is going to work for me. I'm thinking if not, I can just untie them and then lasso them that way. Shouldn't be a problem, is what I'm thinking. Well, I was mistaken. You see the reticle, when I go over top of them, grays out, which means lassoing them is not a possibility. I'm going to walk over, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to untie him. But untying him is not a possibility either. So now I'm thinking like I'm kind of stuck. I'm afraid if I get too far away from the bounty target, it will be flagged as got away, as escaped. So I'm very hesitant to leave one behind. And I'm really kind of like racking my brain. What do I do here? I don't have a lot of time. My schedule for today is pretty packed. Like, the idea of restarting the mission and waiting another 48 minutes in order for it to pop up on the board isn't really an option for me today. So, like, I really want to try and make this footage work so I can be able to use it and get this video out to you guys. I'm checking the stables again. I go in, I see the bounty wagon is lit up but at the bottom it says your vehicle is being summoned. So I hit A on it anyways, and still nothing. So, like, what are you going to do at this point, guys? You know, like, really, what are you going to do? Okay, this is the point where I go looking for my wagon. I'm looking for it. I know I was south when I called it. I'm pretty sure I was south. And, you know, I don't see it anywhere here. But I did you hear that voice, someone calling out? So I knew there's somebody over in the woods over here. You know, I've aggroed some more guys. So it's kind of just like, you know what, let's figure something out here. And what I figured out was I'm going to knock out this other one of these bounties. I'm going to knock out the red hair guy. And in order to do so, you just go up to him while they're tied and hit the B button. And kick him in the head a couple times. And you're going to see right there it says knockout +5 on the screen. +10 melee, +5 merciless. So now he's knocked out, but he's not dead. Now, I don't know if I would have not knocked him out, what would have happened there. I think at some point he probably would have broken free, possibly escaped. But knocking him out ended up being the right call. I'm able to take the other 2 bounties all the way to the jail in Ansburg and come all the way back and pick him up without him either waking up or getting untied or escaping. Which is really fortunate, because I thought for sure I was screwed one way or another here. You know, under my breath I was kind of cursing at Rockstar because, you know, once again I'm dealing with some problem in their game that they can't seem to get right. It's constant issues with this game, folks. Constant issues. But hey, even with the constant issues, it's still the best game out there right now. Nothing can beat it in my book. So I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to keep enjoying it. I'm going to keep loving it. Issues or not, Rockstar one day is hopefully going to get things worked out so we can just enjoy it without any problems. And as you can see here, I'm turning in the 3rd target alive. I'm going to make pretty good pay here too. $126, 0.36 gold, and 1300 XP. Hope this was entertaining to you. I do appreciate you coming in, viewing, commenting, subscribing, liking, sharing. Especially thank you everyone who's joined. I really appreciate you sponsoring the channel and donating as well. I appreciate that. Appreciate you all. I'll catch you next time. Until then, happy hunting and happy trails.